Vanilla, 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 vanilla. I was waxing lyrical about these beautiful beans in a previous video talking about Nishane's Annie. And so I decided to head over to the other side of the price scale today and dig into a newer chapters collection from our favorite Spanish fast fashion and fast fragrance, perhaps, house, Zara. My goodness, but hasn't Zara just been pumping out the fragrances this year, eh? There's no doubt that the fragrance branch is punching out a sweet penny for the company. These are all EDP 30 ml bottles I have for you here, and since the prices went up over the last few years, I didn't blind buy the bigger bottles, just didn't make sense to me. And these are pretty cute. I think 30 ml is a really good size to get a, have a good amount of fragrance to get a good feel for and just enjoy it from start to end, Good for travel too. Now I did test all of these over the previous past days, so they look sort of new, but they're not. I've broken into these babies. Let's get into it more. Hello beautiful people, I am Trina, your scent gourmand. I talk about fragrances and the occasional handbag on this channel. So if that is your jam, whether or not you are a frag and bag hag like myself, please do join me on the journey. Okay, so the first vanilla frag is Supreme Vanilla, a promising name from this collection of 4 vanillas released just a few months ago, I think, this year, 2023. Some people have claimed that this one smells like Vanilla 28 by Kayali, but I've yet to try any Kayali scent, so I have no idea. But Zara says, and I quote, "A feminine and sophisticated fragrance that reveals all the splendor of Madagascar vanilla. An inky note enmeshed with pink sugar enhances a rich and captivating vanilla, while elegant notes of tonka bean and cedar wood leave an intense and unforgettable trail." Here are the notes. Still no. A giant squid has just ejaculated ink into my nose and then doused my face in a vomit-inducing golden shower of liquid defecation. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, I can't get past the ink note in this one, guys. This experience to me is, it brings back memories of, what's that smell? Sécrétion Magnifique by État Libre d'Orange. Blood, sweat, saliva, tears, and other bodily delights. It's metallic. It's that metallic note, it's some marine notes have it too. I tend to find that difficult. Obviously, this is not working for my senses, and it didn't work on my skin either. And I also smell a bit of a poopy quality here. But if the reviews I've read from others about this fragrance are accurate, other people don't get this off-putting cold and metallic fecal note, at least not in a negative way. And I know, I can concur that poop smells are sometimes peculiarly positive. Like oud, for example, right? But it's the metallic note. Vanilla Supreme is also warm, synthetic, and powdery. So forgive me if the idea of used disposable baby diapers also comes to mind. And baby crap is also not really that offensive. For me, it's more of that metal note that I just don't jive with. But, if you're like me and the poop and the metal is just not doing it for you, and you can get past that, let it dry down, there is a fabulous smoky burnt sugar and pencil shavings vibe to it that's really nice. It's got a darker, potentially sexier vanilla than many typical vanilla scents that I've smelled, and it's not too sweet. There's something grain-like in here too. Hay? Oats? Like barnyardy corn? Kind of roasted sort of effect. The whole composition is very different as far as perfume notes go, and I simply must applaud Zara for this. Love or hate the ink opening, this is unique and very niche-like. Interestingly, the dry down with this fragrance is both the most long-lasting among the 4 and for me also the most pleasing. Clearly, I'm enjoying the struggle with this fragrance. The post-squid vomit attack gives me bakery vanilla, but also dry vanilla, not icing sweet. That means you'll get no headaches and no cloying feeling. And by the way, I don't get any, like some people have compared this to By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela, but Seriously, that one is warm and cozy. This is cold, dry, disinterested, elusive, and vampy. But I get that they're both worn in the summer months and they both have that smoky appeal, I suppose. Off-putting as the ink is, I cannot stop smelling this. It's so weird. Okay, next in the lineup we have Hypnotic Vanilla. Let me spray this one. Okay, this is more the expected mainstream type of vanilla. Here are the notes. Zara says this fragrance is an addictive and hypnotic feminine bouquet that embraces rich golden vanilla. Yeah, that's about it. People have likened this one to Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior, but really? Okay, a little, but there are no almonds in this. I guess there are similarities. Judging by the name, I guess they were going for the Dior vibe though. Hypnotic. Performance-wise, while this does stay on the skin for a while, it's very quiet, warm, and cozy. I do like the salted caramel note drizzling over a Play-Doh vanillic flower petals, but I can't really pick out the jasmine in there. Heliotrope and apricot flower, yes, and they're probably helping to create some of the pleasantly nutty vibe. I imagine this fragrance is easy to wear, but as for the moss, no idea, can't pick it up. But perhaps the moss is responsible for taking me to the beach with this one. To me, this is a powdery, coastal, cold weather, cuddle weather type of perfume. There's no marine note in it, and it doesn't smell of suntan lotion, but it's kind of solar. Don't know a way to explain it. I can imagine enjoying this, wearing it on the winter stroll on the beach, and I'd probably want to bring a bottle of this with me, mind, because I wouldn't smell it after a little while, but I'd put this on liquid on my scarf, maybe half a bottle's worth, and just enjoy it in the cooler beachy surroundings, you know? But you know, really, there's nothing mind-blowing to sniff here in my mind. Move along. It's soft, it's sweet, it's vanillic, it's yummy, perhaps a little sultry and youthful, but overall it's probably the least interesting to me in this collection, and very much unlike the other fragrances in the collection, I don't care so much for the dry down. It's kind of musty and great for bedroom sheets and curtains. Good perhaps for layering. It's an easy pull when I don't know what to wear and want to smell vanilla luscious. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you know, if you like Hypnotic Poison, yeah, you're gonna like this, I imagine. Speaking of Hypnotic Poison, Dior Poison, the original, is light years better than Hypnotic Poison, just saying. Okay, my battery just died there. I'm back though. Is that the same amount of light? Hopefully, yes. Let me spray this Starlight stuff. Okay, an interesting mix with the lavender and amber. I wonder what they mean by foam here though. Let me think about that. Okay, this one is more aromatic, incensey, and perhaps the least feminine of the bunch. And to be honest, I think men can easily wear any of these. Starlight Vanilla has more of a sticky vanilla rather than a powdering one. And the whole fragrance is very bright. It's almost aldehydic, but I don't think there are any aldehydes in here. It's quite fitting considering the name, you know, Starlight. I like sweet, ambery, more unisex fragrances, so this one is probably a better fit for me than the others so far, especially that first one. The lavender is not obvious in this blend, though I do perceive it at the start. And there isn't much in the way of a lactonic or milky feeling that I would expect, but perhaps that's simply because they're designed to act as support to the vanilla foam and the amber floating on the top. Vanilla foam. Maybe that milky texture is part of the vanilla foam then? Perhaps I should envision this blend as a vanillic lavender latte. I rather like the way the notes blend together in here. It's good. People are liking this to Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka, which I have smelled, but if I'm honest, I can't remember. Apparently the only difference between the two in terms of notes used is that the Jo Malone has the myrrh, whereas Zara has amber. I wonder who's responsible for this Zara Vanilla collection. I know Jo Malone's collaborated more than once now, but she tends to officially lend her name, you know, and I don't think there's any names lent to this. Very nice. Okay, last but not least, we have a Vanilla Vibration. What's going to be vibrating in here, I wonder? The names are important, you know, they're well thought out a lot of the time, so I'm curious to know how they come about. Lovely vanilla nectar permeated with the woodsy scent of papyrus and iris flower powder. That is how Zara describes this last in the set, Vanilla Vibration. And already I can guess that this might not be a hit for some, as papyrus it's not for everyone. But here are the notes. Okay, this is another interesting composition. Dry and slightly vanillic. I give it points for originality for sure. It's extremely powdery. That would be the iris in addition to the vanilla, I suspect. This one seems to have an oilier texture to it on skin though, as I discovered the other day. I remember pouring that onto my skin to compare them. And although the cardamom does go great with vanilla, I'm not sure about the other notes. It seems to be turning into like a clean toothpaste smell, if that makes sense. A little bit camphorous. Just a little though, minty. There's less obvious vanilla in this. Cardamom, iris, and papyrus, to me, are the main notes. I don't know entirely how I feel about this. But I can tell you, unfortunately, that the performance on this one isn't great. Although the opening is green and bright and slightly floral, it kind of morphs into a sugary vanilla chai. And this brings to mind for me sitting in a library with a pile of ancient books you have to investigate for a research project. Someone spilled some spiced black tea, no sugar, on the carpet a few hours ago, and the carpet's still damp from the smell of it. I dislike neither chai nor vanilla nor books, but this one doesn't speak to me in the way I want to be spoken to based on that description, you know? But it is much better in the dry down, like one of the others I mentioned, when the fragrance reminds me more of like a damp and cold autumn dusk after rain with bare tree branches stark against a yellow-gray sky. Not my favorite time to be outside, but I appreciate that this fragrance takes me there. It's soft, subdued, and lives very close to the skin. And again, Vanilla Vibration's been compared to some other popular perfumes, one of which is Louboutin's Louis Rouge, but again, I can't confirm, I haven't smelled that one. Okay, so what is my overall impression of this collection, and what's my personal ranking? To be honest, it's tricky. I was both most disgusted by, but at the same time most impressed with Supreme Vanilla. Which one is that here? Here it is. I suspect that on other people's skin, this might be really amazing, and it's genuinely, it's genuinely original and very niche-like. And if I could just bypass the way the opening smells on me or the way I smell it, this would be a winner. And the dry down is gorgeous. And the same can be said for the last one I talked about, Vanilla Vibration. I think this one's really unique as well. Sadly, I will not be wearing either of these potentially gorgeous scents. Maybe I'll keep them for just the dry down. I don't know. But they're very nichey. So if you're wanting to smell a little more elevated and original on the cheap, one of these two might be for you. Hypnotic Vanilla, on the other hand, I was least impressed by this one. I didn't think it was particularly original. It wasn't very interesting to me, but it's also unoffensive, and it has that beachy, you know, I don't know, it's not bad. The dry down is not for me though, and I have a friend that I associate with the beach, and I think she'll like this one, so I'm gonna pass it on to her. And of course, the other one, I think, I don't know if it's the best per se, but it's the one that matches more with me, and I'll wear this. This is Starlight Vanilla. There's absolutely no issues with this for me personally. I'll definitely go through this bottle. So generally, this fun and interesting sniff test was the result of a blind buy that didn't break the bank, so all is well. However, none of these fragrances will be repurchased. Of that, I'm pretty sure. But I'm definitely more open than ever to making another fragrance blind buy from Zara. I'm impressed with what they've been doing, you know? So I'll smell you later, my lovelies. I'll catch you in the next round. Scent Gourmand, signing out. Bye-bye. Mwah.